Hey, Knob here. Yes, boys, tier list. You read it right, tier list for Great Rift runes. I've been holding off on this because I kind of wanted to kind of wait until Great Rift is a little more stable, and I feel like it's stable enough to where I don't think there's going to be any major changes, so this video doesn't get outdated immediately. But we're gonna be doing it. I've been playing a lot of Great Rift. I've been doing a bunch of the achievements, and I feel like I can categorize these enough to where like I can put them in a competent place where I think you know how I feel about them and etc, etc. But first, as always, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe, like the videos. It helps me out a lot. And you know, if you want more tier lists and things like that, you know, subscribe, consider subscribing. It'll keep me going, making more tier lists, you know, things we all love for the game King God Castle. But yes, King God Castle tier list, Great Rift mode, specifically runes as of today's patch of this video. Really important, 3.8.0. Now next week this could literally flip on its head, so please check the date of the video, because these tier lists there's a reason why there's not many around, right? So yeah, okay, let's just go straight into it. This video, there's a lot of runes, boys. So this is the default setup here. Okay, S, A, B, we got C. You know, I'm gonna make this skip, you know, skip. So these are runes that if I see it, like I'm shutting it off in my brain. Don't want it. I know I need something else. I think I'm gonna C is a little too much. I think I'm gonna go meh. So because to be fair, to be honest, all the runes in Great Rift are usable in some way. Now you can say that about everything, right? But yeah, so every rune besides the skip ones, I feel like the things that I'm gonna be putting in skip, I feel like they need changes or buffs, okay? But the rest of them, they are good in some way. Like if you happen to get them, you know, you're like, okay, I'll put it on something, it'll do something, right? And yeah, that's what meh is. I think S, A, B, we can adjust this as we go along, but I think, you know, I think it's pretty good, right? Like S is like, you know, amazing. If I see it, I'm gonna grab it every time. I'm gonna feel good about it. A is kind of like, oh, when I see it, I know it's really good, but it might be a little more conditional, I guess. And then B is kind of like, these are runes that are, you know, you're like, oh, this is a good rune, but it's not right now, right? Not right now. And then meh is like, oh, this is kind of a garbage rune, but I'll take it kind of thing. Skip is like, you don't even, it doesn't exist, you know what I'm saying? All right, so now we have the runes down here. You can see we're gonna do the traditional tier, you know, no alignment charts here. Let's go through the white runes first. White runes, so I'm gonna go off of memory, okay? This thing is the thing that gives you HP at the end of the battle. Oh, by the way, while I'm talking, I'm gonna actually put this in I'm gonna put it in meh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it in meh. I think we can adjust it as I see, you know, but yeah, okay. So first of all, phase 15, I'm gonna be doing this tier list based on phase 15, okay? Or phase 15, like if it applies to phase, if it's really good in phase 15, it's really good in phase 0, okay? If you don't know, there's a difficulty a setting in Great Rift. You can go different phases. Phase 15 is the hardest, right? So I've been doing a lot of phase 15, guys, okay? So I'm gonna be doing this based on my phase 15 experience. Literally, if you're doing Purify 5 or P0, you know, you can make anything work, okay? So it's not gonna be tailored towards that. It's more tailored towards like quote unquote in-game Great Rift, you know? So that is what I'm pulling from, because you can make any of these runes work, okay? So next one, I'm just gonna go this one. This one is the one that increases your stats on all your items that you have on your characters. This one is a really good one. If I see it, I'm gonna get it. I think I'm gonna put an A. I think it's not like a godlike god, you know, it receives some nerfs, but it's still really good. I'm gonna put it A. This one is the same effect as Wedge Dagger. This is the reducing target and HP drain. This is skip, boys. That is a hard skip. This needs changes, dude. This rune is freaking awful. Next one, Coward, really amazing for you know the Coward Tayson builds, you know, the giant ones. You guys all know about that, you know. This is a really good rune. Not something I would immediately get every time if I see it. If I see it, I'm just like, oh, this is for tanks. This is S rank, you know. But majority, it's unfortunately tanks aren't never really S rank. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So next one. Wait. This is Coward, right? Wait. The sad face is the Coward one. The one that reduces damage. This one is the Death Squad one. This is the one where when allies die, is basically the void effect, but for only spell power, right? So I personally do not like this rune. Man, bro. To be honest, I always skip this freaking rune, dude. This rune always gets skipped for me, man. Like it's so niche, like it just, yeah, I don't remember the last time I picked it up, so I'm gonna go skip. The reason why this is not a skip, this is actually really good for phase 15. So like I said, is based on my phase 15 experience, so it's not an entirely skip. It's actually kind of useful sometimes, so that's why it's meh. Zealot, they changed this to % attack. You know, AWESOMEPIECE is doing this thing where they're converting all the flat damage to or flat stats into percentage, right? So this is freaking S tier, boys, especially Ian. You know, a little strong with that one. So S tier Zealot, you know, Zealot. Yeah, so this one is Sacrifice. This is S tier, bro. Like in phase 15, Sacrifice, you get an Agath, you put, or Gidnil, any tank, you put this bad boy on there, your front line dies, and your team gets a huge shield. It is amazing. This every time I see, you know, Zealot, I'm taking it. Every time I see Sacrifice, I'm getting it. Of course, this tier list is not based on like, oh, I have a rune, like, do I need another one? Okay, this is like, oh, my team doesn't have anything. What do I get and what I'm gonna be happy with? Next one, Warmonger. I love this. There are a lot of strong white runes. Don't slouch on the white runes, boys. White runes are amazing. Warmonger, it is not an S. I don't think it is. Definitely, like, it's not a B, so it has to go A. So I love putting on this like for Esthia, you know, or you can even put on your Bard, right? Things like that. It's just free. Like if you have a Mel and you're rolling low on your other attack speed runes that you usually get, you can just throw in a Warmonger and sell it later or something, or just stick with it. It is a solid attack speed rune that you get for, you know, white rune, you know. Next one, this is this AoE slow chill thick, dude. Like I don't it is kind of useful. Like I love putting it on Mara and she just goes in the back line. It does, like, you can stack this too. I don't think I'm gonna be that mean and put it on. I think I'm gonna go meh. It isn't, man. I can't. You know what? Skip. Freaking skip. Okay, skip. Just to recap, skip means it needs buffs or changes, okay? And I'm not gonna be like, if it pops up, I'm not gonna be going to it. If I'm forced to pick it, if the three choices that pop up is Wedge, this spell power death squad thing, or this, I would probably take this. Probably. Yeah, I would probably take this. Maybe. Like maybe this one. This is 50-50. I don't know, man. Yeah, I feel better about it. Okay, hold on. Let me put this. Let me ask the same question with this one, because I would definitely take this over all. Yeah, meh for sure. Next one, my favorite white rune of all time. This is S rank. Good lord, you run Mel, you grab 2 of these, and the last one can be your altar rune, and you're solid. You're solid. Like, Executioner is amazing. This is the one that increases your damage pretty much when the boss is like 50 or, you know, about halfway %, right? So this is amazing rune, man. Like, if I see Executioner, I'm freaking getting it, man. I'm freaking getting it. Okay, so next one, let's just go down the list. Okay, so next one is Hero, right? This is the blue ones, right? This one is the Mighty Block one, right? I actually like this one quite a bit. You know, I actually like it. It's not S. It's definitely not S. I don't think it's a B. Like, it's a lot of Mighty Blocks bed. Like, have you ever done the thing where, like, instead of combining the rune, instead of combining it to a next tier, I actually like spread it out like tier 2s amongst a bunch of them, so it will stack, right? That's what I do sometimes. But yeah, I really like the rune. So A, not an S, A. This one is so the hero runes, if you're not familiar, it's like the more you have them, the more the effect is. So this is the one that increases, it reduces damage taken, I believe. So I actually don't like this one as much. I prefer some of the other ones. I think this is a, I think this is a B. Ooh, I really don't like this rune. I really don't like it. I really don't. Oh man, I really don't like this. Meh. I think it's meh. Actually, meh. Yeah, meh. This is the attack speed one, so this is the same thing. So like the more blue, more of these type of runes that you have, the more of the effect. So this one that we just put in meh. This one reduces damage, attack speed version, right? This one's actually really good. A, right? Attack speed, you can never go wrong. This is the thing that increases quite a bit of attack speed for the front and back units. It's an interesting effect. Doesn't really exist in the game. I think I actually like it. I pick it up pretty much every time I see it. So I'm gonna put an A. Randomness. This one's actually a pretty good one. A. There's a lot of here, and then this is Power Glory. That's a freaking S, boys. This thing is freaking. It just gives, like, when you get it, you get like a buttload of copies of this, and you put one on each unit. It's a lot of stats. It's amazing. Okay, Blacksmith runes. Blacksmith. A lot of people play Blacksmith. Blacksmith. This is the one that this is similar to Whetstone. This one. Similar to Whetstone, but it is, I believe, is lower percentage. But the difference is that it actually increases the numbers of on your affixes. It actually increases that number, right? So like instead of like 2 chain attacks, it'll be like 3 or something, right? Something like that, right? I think it's a good one. Like if I have it and I don't have Whetstone, I'm not gonna be sad about getting it. Like it's, you know, it's all around purpose, right? Like it's awesome, right? It's awesome. It's just more stats. Next one, Living Sword. So usually every altar, I guess I would call it discipline. Each altar discipline kind of has their like protection survival room. This is Blacksmith's. Okay, it's pretty freaking good. So Living Sword, 2 bombardments. I know you guys, you know what, might as well. I'm gonna put it up there. Bombardment. This is the thing that procs, you know, hammers every time you hit. So if you want to put it on Tia, you want to put it on Armis, you want to put it on like, you know, multi-hitting characters, you know, things like that. Yeah, it's freaking awesome. Yeah. So next one. So if you guys don't know, okay, Living Sword, it gives you shield based on how much white damage that you get. Bombardment gives you damage, and that damage is white damage, so that's why the synergy is so good. So you build up a bunch of shield when you have Bombardment. So thus, Living Sword, Bombardment, Tia, it's fun. It's fun. Next one, Arson. So admittedly, I didn't try out the Arson Neria build, but I did hear about it. I actually recently tried out Arson Ian. It's actually pretty funny, pretty good. I I don't think it's S rank. So when you do Ian Arson, what happens is that all the mob floors are dead, like is dead. But it on the bosses, it's fine. It's fine. It's not as great as I want it to be, but it's good. It's not an S. I think it's good. It's an A, man. It's an A. It's an A. It's an A. Yeah, it's an A. This one gives you an extra effect depending on what items you have, basically. So like if you have sword, you get like a chain attack. If you get bow, you get split effect and things like that. I actually don't like this a lot. To be fair, I don't like it a lot. Ooh, like I barely ever get this, ever. Like the only reason why I get it sometimes is if I have mail and I somehow have enough blacksmith, or I am going blacksmith mail for some reason, and I don't have split, then I'll put this on. So to get the split attack, right? So it's super conditional. Why am I running blacksmith mail in the first place? But I'm gonna go meh, dude. I'm gonna go meh. It kind of feels bad, but I'm going meh. Okay, next one. The keystone rune, I call it keystone. It's like the big rune for each of the disciplines, right? Each, like, so the power glory is hero altars, you know, keystone rune. I call it keystone rune. The blacksmith keystone rune, ultimate smelting, that's an S rank. So S rank, you put this on a unit. It doesn't have to be your carry, and that the unit that is that has this rune, it will attack the enemy, and it will create this linking clone, and that linking clone will take essentially additional splash damage, aka white damage. So if you can imagine, if you have split damage with, so if you have a clone out and you have split damage like a Tia, and yeah, you're running living sword with 2 bombardments, those bombardments split like white damage all goes to this. It's doubled essentially. It's really good. It's really good. So if you're running blacksmith like altar in Great Rift, there's no reason to put this. Like you can put it on a frontline unit. Your carry does not have to have this. Okay. So yeah, really good. Blood. Now actually, I've been a hater of blood runes, but there are some very good ones. So this first one is not one of those. This is a skip, boys. I never grabbed this rune. I mean, I've tried it. I don't like it. This is the one that consumes HP, like max HP when you auto attack, and then your following damage, your following auto attack will like get bonus damage equal to like the HP consumed. And I haven't gotten it to work. I don't think it's even as, I just skip, bro. Like just skip until they change it. I've tried it. I haven't gotten to work. If you've gotten to work, let me know in the comments below, man. Let me know. Next one. This is the one that increases essentially like all the HP drain that you have and all recovery effects. It's actually pretty good. So if you don't have like, well, if you're running blood, you're running blood altar, so you do have life still. But if you're needing some, this is not bad. It increases the healing that you're doing too. So you put it in Estia. I put it on Estia sometimes. It increases the healing that she does to herself, right? I don't think it's an A. It's definitely like a B. Yeah, I don't think it's meh. B. I think it's B. Wait, let me check the logic here. Will I pick? Yeah, I really don't like this one. Yeah, I'm gonna put a B. Okay, next one. Blood armor. This is the one. This is a fun one. This is the one that it consumes HP and then you generate protection over time, like forever. You know, like, well, when the round starts, right? So I love putting it on like Alberon, right? Because he heals himself and he just gets infinite shield. And then like I put it on Agath too, and you get a healer and she heals up like with a Mercil or something, right? I love this rune. Really good. It's so conditional though. It's a good rune, man. And the reason why it's really good is because, like, say for example, Gidnil, right? And you put this on a Gidnil, he's gonna use HP to generate protection, but your units have blood altar, right? You're running blood altars, right? So you have HP drain, right? So all your units have HP drain. He's just gonna melee up if you put bows on him, right? It's ooh, A or B. When I see this, I'm kind of happy though. You know, I'm gonna put it here for now. I might change it later. We'll go back. Okay. Next one, Butchery. This is freaking S tier, boys. Like I said, you remember I told you each altar kind of has its own like survivability. Like it's either HP drain or like protection, or it's that rune, right? Living protection was Blacksmith's, right? This is blood altars survivability answer, right? Butchery. So every time you kill an enemy, you get a protection based on your max HP. It is amazing. If you're running Mel, I run Mel Blood all the time, and this saves you in the Saras fight, the floor 7 with the the clones, the very annoying one that you sometimes need a CC crown for, right? If you just have this, no CC crown, you'll live. You'll get enough protection. You're good. Mel Blood with Butcher with like 1 Executioner and the Keystone Blood rune, you're good. Yeah, S rank. Next one, Blood Magic. I've only really used this for Mercil as a healer. I think it's pretty good. I put it on other stuff, and this is the thing that every time you use a skill, you consume HP, but it amplifies that skill damage by X, like a % or something, right? It's a fun rune, man. It's more damage. It's A, man. It's a good one. It's a really good one. All right, next one. Blood Altars Keystone rune. Devil's Blood. This gives you this consumes HP, and then it gives you like a buttload of attack speed and a bunch of movement, and you put it on Mel and she goes zooming, right? This is S, man. This is S, 100% S. All right, Giant. This is the thing where when you get minus damage taken for every like person that you aggro that's hitting you, right? And it stacks up, right? So this is actually a pretty good. This is not like an amazing one. It's not meh, I don't think. Obviously, Giant, you're thinking of like tanks, right? Yeah, B. I like this. Yeah, B. I feel good about that. Next one, Return to Death. This is the one when your unit falls below like 50%, you recover like a bunch of HP based on your like max HP or something over like a certain amount of seconds, and it triggers like twice. In her description, it triggers twice, but I swear it is bugged sometimes. Like you will infinitely, like you put this on an Agath and you watch floor 7 Saras fight, or you put it on Gidnil, right? And you watch a floor 7 Saras fight, your Gidnil is recovering HP constantly. It never stops, it feels like. So I love this rune. Phase 15, this rune is, you put it on your Lunaire, she will survive. If you're running Giant, right? But it is, dude, this is S rank. I don't know about you guys. I love this freaking rune. Like it's supposed to trigger only twice per the description. I don't know if they've changed it, but it might be bugged. It might be bugged. To be fair, it might be bugged, but it is good. It is really good. Strengthening, I also think S rank. I love this freaking rune. When I run Giant, like Giant Mel, that's a thing. I do strengthening. It is awesome. This is the thing where when you attack or take damage, I believe it stacks up a bunch of times. You get a bunch of like straight attack and attack speed per stack. It's amazing. Next one, Shield Smite. This is a reflect damage essentially. You put it on Agath and laser guys will die. I don't think it's an S tier. I'm gonna say A. Yeah, it's a really good rune. It's a really good rune. Basically just reflecting a rune, right? Next one, Giant Axe. They've changed this. I believe they buffed it. So this is the thing that like you deal damage based on your max HP, right? You're supposed to put it on like some kind of tanky unit, like a fighter unit or something that has a lot of HP, and then you get this cleave auto attack every certain amount of like like I think it's every 3 or something, right? And it's based on your max HP, right? And it's a percent. It's not good, man. It is not good. They've buffed it before. It is still not good. You know, to be honest, when it comes up, I literally skip it because I know that I'm gonna get any of these options. Like I'd rather put this thing on to survive. I'd rather put this thing on. I like all the rest. Like, dude, skip. I was gonna put it in meh, but like to be honest, when it comes up, I just skip it because I know there's gonna be better, you know, better giant runes. Like if you can see, like most of the giant runes are B tier up, you know. So pretty good. Okay, Keystone rune for Giant Altar. This is the Guardian's God Excellence. This thing's awesome. You freaking glow green and you're doing damage, boys. This is the one where like when you get it after each battle, you have to like stack this, right? So it's like kind of like a tedious homework thing that you gotta do, right? So at the end of when you get it, you actually have to like build it up. So at the end of each battle, once you get it, right, you get like less damage taken, I believe, right? And then more HP, more reflect damage. You're like super tanky. You put it on Mel, and like she's going, man. She's going. Or you can put it on like Tayson and do like a Tayson, like, you know, Tayson giant build, right? Like solo Tayson, like you've seen me do sometimes. It is very fun. This is a rune you definitely want to get early. It kind of feels bad when you get it late because you have to spend time to stack it up. I believe it goes up to 10, but anyway, it stacks up. It stacks up. But yeah, get it early. It is amazing. All right, so Mage runes, spell sword. This is the worst Mage rune. Yeah, skip. This is the one that gives you like extra spell damage on your normal your auto attack based on your spell power. And I put it on Mel before. It bugged on her. It bugs on her. I promise you, every time, for me at least. Like, and you put it on anybody else, and it's like the trade-off is just not good. Like you're better off with something else. Like grab an executioner, you know, or something like that. It's not it needs to be changed, man. It is not good. Next one, mana circulation. This is the one that you give you get mana for each skill target when you do your skill. So you get a bunch, like this is primarily used with like Priya, for example, right? You get a lot of mana back. You used to do this with Priya, but you don't really need it anymore. To be honest, when you run Mage Altar anyways, you have a lot of mana anyways. So I don't think it's a meh. Nowadays, to be honest, it is kind of meh to me. Let me think. I don't think it's as bad as these though. Man, maybe it is. Ooh, like the Priya is like the only one that I can think of that is making me like, maybe it's B, huh? Maybe it's B. I think it's a B. You know, more mana never hurts, right? No, okay, B. I'll give it a B. Okay, so Mage, this is the mana shield. This is equivalent to, this is Mage's survivability rune, right? Like we were talking about with Blacksmith, Living Sword, and Butchery for Blood Altar, right? So this is Mage's version, right? You get a shield based on your spell damage when you use your skill. So this is what Priya Mage builds, you know, use to survive, basically, right? It's not an S, it is an A. It does enable some Priya builds and stuff like that, so it is not like a, oh my gosh, I must get it, right? So A for sure. Priyas use it, right? So yeah. Magic arrow, my magic arrow love. My shield magic arrow, unfortunately not as good anymore, but magic arrow is still a beast, man. Like it is good. It's still S. They nerfed it. It's still really good. You stack them, man, you put like one on, you're doing damage, man. Overload, S rank. So just going over again, because a lot of people, you know, don't know what all the runes do. So I like to kind of give, like, you know, kind of a gist of what they do. Magic arrow, every time you do a skill, it launches a arrow to a random target, and you do like a bunch of damage. And you can stack it, right? So you get a bunch of arrows, right? So what I was previously doing was doing like Shilda, right? Shilda uses skill, she generates the mighty block, nothing can hit her, and then when she does her skill, then a bunch of arrows come at you and kills everything while I'm just generating shield, right? And her shield is based on spell power, right? And spell power equals damage because magic arrow is based on spell power. So that is the idea of magic arrow. So this is overload. This is the thing that increases like a bunch of spell power, but the caveat is that you get increased mana for your skill, right? So it's a lot of mana too. I think it's like 40 or something, and you can stack this. So you put on like Lunaire, boy, you are getting a lot of spell power. So S rank for sure. This is the keystone for Mage. I love this. It's Berserk Demon God. So every time the unit does his skill, you use the same skill again once more on a random target. Now the wording is a little weird. When I first read this, when I first started playing Great Rift, when you use a skill, you're like say it's an offensive skill, right? So you're like, if I use my skill, is it gonna target my team? No, okay, no. It will target an enemy. So if the skill is meant for enemies, it will target a random target of the enemies, right? The only reason why the wording is weird is because if you're healing, right, then it won't heal the enemy. For example, like the healing is for friendlies, right? So then it will only target friendlies. So if it's a enemy targeted ability, it will only target enemies. So don't be afraid about using it. I've been Suro from, shout outs to Suro from Zero Alliance. I've been talking to him in the Discord. We've been trying to do phase 15 Mage altar with Ian, because that's what we have left for our achievements. And if you guys are doing phase 15 Mage, you guys know it is tough, man. It is tough. So Ian enables that, and that is why we're using Ian. Normally I do not recommend Ian at all. Like if you're playing Ian, you're like, what's the best altar? Don't do Mage. Don't do Mage. It's a solid pick, but don't do Mage. We're only doing Ian Mage because we have to. Okay, but yeah, like for Ian, for example, if you put Berserk Demon God on him, he'll do his slash, like the whole freaking map. It is insane. It is very fun. I recommend trying it for sure. All right, greed. Silver Shield. This is the one that reduces damage based on how much money you have. Silver, right? Honestly, I never really take this, but I'm not unhappy if I get it. It's a med, dude. It is a med. Next one, this gives you attack speed for every unused item, I believe, an unequipped item on your bench, right? So the more stuff you have on your bench that you have unequipped, the more attack speed that you have. You put it on Mel, for example, is very common. It is awesome. That feels like an A to me. This one is savings. This is the one where when you have it on your bench, it will essentially increase. It's a pig bank, right? It's a piggy bank. So you're like storing silver every time you're going into a room. This thing like essentially banks more money up to a cap, and your cap is based on the tier of the rune. And yeah, you can get a bunch of these, and then you can pay it off by selling it to a vendor, and you get a lot of silver. It's a very unique mechanic. You get a lot of silver from it. It enables you to get some achievements in Great Rift that you definitely need this. You definitely need to utilize this to get those kinds of achievements. It's an S rank, man. It's such a unique rune. It gives you a lot of a lot of benefits, man. Like it's really good. I love the rune. Next one, Bundle of Greed. That is an S. I love it. You put 2 Bundle of Greeds on a Mel, you get a bunch of damage. So if you're not familiar with how it works, then you when you equip it on a unit, it will give your unit extra damage based on based on the percentage amount, and that percentage amount is increased by when you use a consumable on the unit. So you have to like stack this. But the only way to stack this is if you have this already on your hero and you like use a potion on that hero, then you'll stack it once, and it goes up to like I don't remember, like 4 times or something like that, depending on tiers. But you have to stack this by doing that. So you can, I usually do like potions, or you can do the trick that I like to do, like to use potions. Your unit has to be actually lower than max health. So a trick is, if your unit is max health, you can't use potions, right? You can use scrolls. If your party members are lower health, you can use a scroll on your male, for example, and it'll give you that stack of bundle of greed. You can also this applies to books. You can do the books is the easiest way, to be honest. Yeah, you can stack this many ways, really good. A buttload of damage. You can stack this, right? I usually get 2 if I can, but yeah, amazing. Next one, Pillage. This is kind of like Kane's ability, kind of. So when you put this on a unit and it survives, you have a, I believe it's 50% chance to get a certain tier item for free. Really solid. It's not an S tier. I don't think it's a B tier. It's A. It's a good rune, man. It's a good rune. World Eater, last one. This is the keystone rune for greed. This is S rank. As you notice, all the keystone runes for all the altars, S rank. They're all amazing. World Eater, this one's a confusing one. If you're wondering about how this rune really works, I know there's a lot of questions on how this World Eater rune works. So basically, say for example you have a Mel and she has full items, like say for example 3 fully tiered swords. You have 3 runes, okay? So the runes, like you have, like it could, one of them is World Eater, okay? So say for example you have World Eater, 2 Executioner runes, right? So at this point in time, you have a Mel, full items, and full runes. Like normally you cannot add any more additional runes or weapons to your Mel, right? But World Eater allows that. It allows that. So if you have World Eater, okay, so you have again full runes, full weapons, okay, it can absorb up to 5 excess runes or weapons in any combination. It could be like 2 runes, 3 weapons, or all weapons, all runes, whatever, up to 5, any combination that you want. So for if it absorbs a rune, I don't know 100%. You get a shield first of all, I believe. And depending on the rune, you get a random effect. Don't quote me on that, I'm not sure, but usually you're not absorbing runes, okay? That is not the popular way to use World Eater. The most popular way to use it, and I recommend, is absorbing weapons. So normally you only have 3 weapons, right? Well, a World Eater allows you to essentially get 5 more weapons, and the only caveat is that it absorbs the weapon stat, not the affixes. It does not absorb affixes. You only get the stat. So for example, like if you have an attack speed bow that's 125% attack speed, then the World Eater will absorb the 125% attack speed, and then it will apply it to your unit, and you can actually see all the absorbed stats that you have on your unit. Like, so for example, what I usually do, you run Greed Mel, you put World Eater on, you know, you make sure you have your full slots, and then I have like 5 tier 4 bows waiting to feed it to my World Eater, right? And then you feed all your bows to your World Eater, and then you have a bunch of attack speed on your World Eater on top of your regular items with affixes on your Mel, and it is awesome, right? So that's how World Eater works. I hope that kind of makes sense. I know there's a lot of confusion around it, but you can look it up, but that is generally how this works. All right, so we are finished. I think. I mean, let me run down this. Let me do like a once over, you know what I'm saying? Maybe let's see if I have any extra feelings about any of this. Maybe I'm moving something down. I actually really like this rune, to be fair. I actually do like this rune, but I don't think it's great. So This one, yeah, that stays there. How about the skips? The only thing that, yeah, I skipped chill. The only thing that the chill, bro, it doesn't add that much. To be honest, it doesn't really add that much. You know what? I'm gonna call it. This is the list, boys. This is Great Rift, runes, tier list. This is my list. I feel confident about it as of this patch, okay? As of this patch, 3.8.0, okay? This is how I feel about it. Really good, and you can follow this in phase 15. This is what I based off of. Yeah, that is it. So let me know in the comments below what you would change about this list. I know a lot of people have different opinions. Again, you can make any of these work in phase 15. Obviously, any comp that you use will be very conditional, right? You can do like fun stuff, like it works, right? Like all of a sudden you can do like a reflect, like, you know, this build, and all of a sudden this is S rank or something, right? Or this could be S rank depending on certain builds, and like say Arson, you're doing like Neria attack, and all of a sudden it's S rank. But P15, like what's stable, what's gonna get you the W, this is what has been successful for me, and what I kind of go by in my head when I go through Great Rift. This is like the tier list that's running through my head, right? So yeah, just let me know what you think. What would you rank yours, and what's gonna be different, right? So anyway, if you guys want more tier lists, subscribe, like the video, helps me out a lot, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.